As a soldier and messenger of the Lord of the Galaxies, I say greetings. The devastating earthquake in Iraq and Iran that was felt from Turkey to Israel a few days ago is only the beginning of sorrow for Muslim humans if they don't take heed to our words and follow the Holy Qur'an alone and make one Islam throughout the earth. Time is running out indeed. MashaAllah. It is the will of Allah. Also, before we begin, this video is to assist those of the white race to understand themselves. All should control infantile emotionalism and listen to our words with a mind of logic and reason. Hopefully, some of the whites who view this will bow and submit to this complete truth and make amends for their deeds before the impending Armageddon is complete. Let's begin. White humans are born with a nature of evil. This is the reason that they have never seen the other four races of the earth, black, brown, red, and yellow, as their equals. Before we continue, let's define the term nature. Merriam-Webster's Dictionary, 1A. The inherent character or basic constitution of a person or thing. Essence. B. Disposition, temperament. 2A. A creative and controlling force in the universe. B. An inner force or the sum of such forces in an individual. Now keep these definitions in mind as you read the following from Arjuna, an Indian prophet of Krishna or God, and Jesus himself. Arjuna. Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 16, verses 17 through 19. Self-conceited, obstinate, filled with pride and arrogance of wealth, they perform sacrifices which are so only in name, with ostentation, and without regard to rules, given over to self-conceit, force and pride, and also to lust and anger. These malicious people despise me, dwelling in the bodies of themselves and others. These cruel haters, worst of men, I hurl constantly these evildoers only into the wombs of demons in this cycle of births and deaths. Now Jesus himself, Bible, John chapter 8, verse 41. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, We be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God. 44. Ye are of your father, the devil. Let me repeat that. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Yeah. In light of these decrees, certain members of the human species are born with a nature of evil. Jesus was specifically referring to the Jews or the white race in this regard. They have perpetually been the greatest liars and murderers the world has ever seen. The Holy Qur'an further describes Satan's human children in this fashion. Holy Qur'an, Surah 20, verse 102. The day when the trumpet is blown, we shall gather the guilty blue-eyed on that day. The human beings who predominantly fit this description are members of the white race. Blue eye color is rare among members of the other four races. Hence, the eye color distinction in the preceding verse is extremely significant. Here is further inference that Jews are the white race. Bible, Song of Solomon 15. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. 6. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept. This black woman clearly proclaims a color distinction between herself and the daughters of Jerusalem. Consequently, according to this verse, the Jews of that era certainly did not possess black skin color. Actually, the color white in this physical realm carries an overtone of negativity. Holy Qur'an, Surah 20, verses 17 through 23. And what is this in thy right hand, O Moses? He said, this is my staff. I lean on it, and I beat the leaves with it for my sheep, and I have other uses for it. He said, cast it down, O Moses. So he cast it down, and lo, it was a serpent gliding. He said, seize it and fear not. We shall return it to its former state. And press thy hand to thy side. It will come out white, without evil. Another sign, that we may show thee our greater signs. Notice that the white without evil terminology in verse 22 of Surah 20 is a sign for Moses. This infers that without divine intervention, the color white is evil in essence. Throughout history, the white race has gone to extraordinary lengths to portray nearly all that is white as good, and nearly all that is black as evil. Here are examples of their devious fabrications for the color black. Black mass, black magic, black deed, black bald, black mail, Black Friday, blacklist, the Black Death, Black English, Black Flag, a Black Hander, Black Market, Black Sheep, and so on. However, the color white is depicted with positive overtones. Here are examples. a white lie, lily white, white flag, a white glove, white hat, the White House, white knight, whitelisted, white room, and so on. I must concede that the devious propaganda regarding black and white has deceived most around the globe for millenniums. Mashallah, it is the will of Allah. Bible, John chapter 1, verse 47. Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him, and saith of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile. Since Jesus has previously established that the Jews or white race are the spiritual children of Satan, inherently or naturally evil, a Jew who fights to suppress this satanic nature is rare indeed, but not impossible. Holy Qur'an, Surah 5, verse 78. Those who disbelieved from among the children of Israel were cursed by the tongue of David and Jesus, son of Mary. This was because they disobeyed and exceeded the limits. Well, Holy Qur'an, Surah 7, verse 138. And we took the children of Israel across the sea. Then they came to a people who were devoted to their idols. They said, O Moses, make for us a god, as they have gods. He said, Surely you are an ignorant people. Holy Qur'an, Surah 2, verse 83. And when we made a covenant with the children of Israel, you shall serve none but Allah, and do good to your parents, and to the near of kin, and to orphans, and the needy, and speak good words to all men, and keep up prayer, and pay the poor rate. Then you turned back, except a few of you, and you are averse. As is clear, only a few were able to obey the commands of the Lord of the worlds. The same is true for their race in this day. They have the ability to fight against their nature and do good deeds, but not remove or completely destroy this nature. Holy Qur'an, Surah 5, verse 70. Certainly we made a covenant with the children of Israel, and we sent to them messengers. Whenever a messenger came to them with that which their souls desired not, some of them they called liars, and some they even sought to kill. Bible, Matthew 23, verse 37. O Jerusalem, O Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. These verses further expose the satanic, murder-loving nature of the white race. They have despised the Lord and killed his human servants since the dawn of their race. However, they serve the divine purpose, as does their father Satan and his demons, of tempting and testing the other races of the earth. The real mind of God, indeed. Holy Qur'an, Surah 3, verse 196. Let not control in the land of those who disbelieve deceive thee. 197. A brief enjoyment. Then their abode is hell, and evil is the resting place. Ah, the irony of the real mind of God is again revealed, for he has granted global dominion or control to the white race, whom Jesus calls the children of Satan, for the purpose of testing the believers. Their global dominion is finished after the impending war of Armageddon, however. Getting back to scripture now, after nearly an entire Bible of atrocities and blatant defiance against the Lord, here is the final insurrection that has sealed the doom of the white race. Bible, Luke 23, verses 16 through 23. I will therefore chastise him and release him, for of necessity he must release one unto them at the feast. And they cried out all at once, saying, Away with this man, and release unto us Barabbas, who for a certain sedition made in the city, and for murder was cast into prison. Pilate, therefore, willing to release Jesus, spake again to them. But they cried, saying, Crucify him! Crucify him! And he said unto them the third time, Why? What evil hath he done? I have found no cause of death in him. I will therefore chastise him and let him go. And they were instant with loud voices, requiring that he might be crucified. And the voices of them and of the chief priest prevailed. Yeah. Many of these modern white humans have the audacity to scream that their race didn't kill Jesus. Well, it is evident in the preceding verses that Pontius Pilate, the officer of Rome, did not desire the death of Jesus and offered to release him. However, the children of Satan chose to save the life of a common criminal and murderer, Barabbas, rather than Jesus, the divine servant of the Lord. Henceforth, if the white race of that day had not repetitively insisted that Jesus be crucified, he would not have been crucified. This horrendous act against the Lord's divine servant, Jesus, has sealed the doom of the white race unless they repent and atone for their sins before Armageddon is complete. Mashallah. In closing, Alexander, Napoleon, Hitler, and the rest were consumed with the mental illness of global domination. The other four races, black, brown, yellow, and red, do not have a history of attempting to conquer territory on multiple continents and mass murdering the inhabitants. Only the white race is obsessed with dominating the other races of the earth. This remains actual fact to this very minute, indeed. In recent times, the German chemist Otto Hahn discovered nuclear fission in 1938 and is hailed as the founding father of nuclear chemistry. His work led to the creation of the atom bomb by theoretical physicist Julius Robert Oppenheimer and his team of white scientists. On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped an atom bomb on Hiroshima. 3 days later, another atom bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. The estimated death toll from the two bombings is well over 250,000. That's 250,000 human beings. To this very day, the soil in both cities remains radioactive, and Japanese children currently suffer from birth deformities as a result of the atomic energy that was unleashed in 1945 by the alleged good old Jesus-loving Christians. Yeah. Only children of Satan would create tens of thousands of nuclear weapons that are capable of annihilating all life on your planet many times over. I'm only presenting the evidence for the definitive proclamation of Jesus himself regarding the white race. I'll even cite a verbatim quote from the mouth of Robert Oppenheimer regarding his new atom bomb toy. He said, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Yeah, gleefully. Again, only the white race has been obsessed with dominating and destroying the marvelous creations of the Lord of the galaxies. Jesus was telling the complete truth regarding the white race thousands of years ago. And this was the real reason that they crucified him indeed. We too speak the whole and painful truth to the human species of their. Mashallah, it is the will of Allah.